Welcome to the Foundry by Forge College. You know, I am genuinely excited you're here today because we're jumping into something absolutely foundational. In today's explainer, we're looking at designing hybrid app patterns, specifically blueprinting Web 2 Solana integrations. We're stepping completely out of the theoretical and right into the shoes of a lead architect. We're going to lay out the exact schematics you need to seamlessly connect traditional web infrastructure with the blockchain. And don't worry, we're going to do it in a way that makes absolute sense, regardless of your prior experience. So let's dive right in. Here's a quick look at our agenda for today. First up, bridging Web 2 and Solana. Second, we'll talk about the airport mental model. Third, core responsibility boundaries. Fourth, 3 hybrid app patterns. And finally, preparing for API integrations. All right, Section 1, bridging Web 2 and Solana, from troubleshooting to blueprinting. To give you a little context on where we are in the broader curriculum, in our previous session, we were really deep in the weeds with debugging advanced inheritance and edge cases. We were fixing bugs and doing all that necessary troubleshooting. But, well, you can't build a skyscraper just by fixing a broken window, right? So today, we're stepping back. We are putting down the wrench and picking up the drafting pen. We're going to sketch out brand new, high-level hybrid architecture blueprints that dictate exactly how your data flows and, crucially, who actually owns it. Moving on to Section 2, the airport mental model, departures, arrivals, and baggage. To make these complex data flows a bit more relatable, I want you to imagine Web 2 as the friendly, fast-moving departure terminal at an airport. You walk up, they scan your ticket, hand you a boarding pass, and boom, you're on your way to grab a coffee. It's incredibly fast. The user experience is fantastic, but it's what we call provisional state. Your boarding pass isn't a legal passport. Solana, on the other hand? That's the arrivals customs desk. The agent there honestly doesn't care if you're in a hurry. They perform strict cryptographic checks. And when they finally stamp your passport, it's an immutable, globally agreed upon record. You can't fake it, and you certainly can't undo it. So if Web 2 is departures and Solana is customs, what connects them? Well, that's the bridge. Think of your API bridge as the somewhat frantic baggage handler running back and forth between the two terminals. The bridge's job is literally to transport your luggage, present the flight manifests, or, signed payloads, to customs, and make absolutely sure that whatever left that fast Web 2 terminal matches exactly what arrives on the strict Solana blockchain. And of course, the baggage handler is the poor soul who has to reconcile lost luggage when things inevitably go wrong. Section 3, core responsibility boundaries. We'll look at control, data, and UX layers. Now, as architects, we have to define exactly who is responsible for our data. Just take a look at this state authority row in our matrix here. You've got a major choice to make. Does the ultimate truth live on-chain or in an off-chain database? This single decision directly dictates your user's entire experience. If you put authority on-chain, you get incredible global security, for sure. But your user might have to literally wait in the Solana customs line for a few seconds. If you put it off-chain, the user gets that lightning-fast Web 2 experience. But now your baggage handler, the bridge, has to work overtime to sync that data securely later on. Every architectural choice we make here is basically a toggle switch between latency, cost, and trust. Okay, Section 4. 3 hybrid app patterns, the architectural schematics. Let's look at 3 specific, repeatable, patent-style blueprints that you can start using right away. Here are our 3 contenders. 1, on-chain core. 2, state mirror. And 3, delegated execution. Each one of these patterns handles that balance of latency, network cost, and absolute trust in entirely different ways. Let's break them down one by one, starting with the on-chain core. All right, pattern 1, the on-chain core. In this blueprint, Solana is the absolute undisputed authority. Your Web 2 servers, they're basically just there to look pretty. They handle the user interface, maybe some sessions, a bit of caching, but all the real heavy-lifting business logic lives entirely on the blockchain. Because Customs is meticulously checking every single move in real time, users might have to wait just a bit longer for finality. However, the trade-off is that you guarantee global consistency with zero compromise. Now, in this first pattern, the bridge's specific job is actually incredibly straightforward. It acts purely as a trustless courier. It doesn't make any decisions whatsoever. It just takes a signed transaction from the user, hands it directly to Solana, waits around for the confirmation, and then streams that event back to the Web 2 UI so the user knows they're good to go. Moving to pattern 2, the state mirror. Honestly, this is often the sweet spot for developers. Here, the primary state actually stays in a Web 2 database. Why? Simply for that incredibly fast, instant-click user experience. But to keep everyone honest, that Web 2 state is periodically anchored to Solana using cryptographic routes. It's brilliant because it perfectly blends the speed of Web 2 departures with the eventual, undeniable auditability of Solana arrivals. So let's trace how the state mirror actually flows in practice. Step 1, the user clicks a button, and Web 2 updates instantly. They feel absolutely no lag. Step 2, behind the scenes, an anchor job is quietly queued up. Step 3, our faithful baggage handler, the bridge, grabs this data, validates it, and crafts a cryptographic transaction. Step 4, the bridge submits it to Solana. And finally, Step 5, Solana gives a receipt, and the Web 2 database securely records that immutable proof. The user got a super fast experience, and the system got a mathematically verifiable receipt. It's just a beautiful pattern. And finally, pattern 3, delegated execution. In this scenario, the user expresses their intent on Web 2, and it happens instantly. But instead of sending every single action to Solana immediately, the bridge acts a bit like running a tab at a bar. It floats the costs, batches a whole bunch of transactions together, and submits one final settlement transaction on chain a little bit later. This saves a massive amount of money on transaction fees while keeping the user experience incredibly snappy. The catch? It requires you to trust your bridge completely to handle that batching correctly.
Okay, so I have to ask, what happens when the baggage handler trips and literally drops your luggage on the tarmac? It's a slightly humorous question, sure, but as an architect, failure isolation is your main job. What happens during a network partition? What if Solana is unusually busy or the Web 2 server crashes mid-transaction? You have to be prepared.
You absolutely must plan for dropped messages. We generally have 3 main strategies for handling our lost luggage. Fail closed means if the bridge is down, the user cannot take any action until it's fixed. That's high security but low convenience. Fail open means you let the user keep acting and you use compensating actions to fix the data mess later. Or you can choose to degrade gracefully, meaning if the bridge goes down, the app switches to a read-only mode. So the user can still look at their data, but they just can't change it until the connection is restored. Which brings us to our final section. Preparing for API integration, turning metaphors into manifests. Now is where we turn our fun metaphors and high-level sketches into rigid executable code manifests. We are literally taking the blueprints and handing them over to the builders. To make these patterns real, you have to document an operational checklist. You need to explicitly define the exact message formats your bridge will carry, the specific cryptographic verification steps, the retry semantics for when things inevitably fail, and the visibility expectations for the end user. And hey, by the way, if you want to dive deeper into our Web 2 integration and API development on Solana track, you should absolutely explore the wider curriculum at Forge College. We have entire programs dedicated to writing the actual code that powers these very blueprints. And honestly, that leads us perfectly into what is coming next in your learning track. Up next is Foundations of API Integration Strategies. You will definitely need to bring these mental blueprints, the on-chain core, the state mirror, and delegated execution right along with you. Because in that next lesson, we are going to start writing the concrete API endpoints that make these patterns actually function in the real world. I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. As you step out of the architect's office and onto the construction site, when you build your bridge, where will your application's absolute source of truth live? Will it be in the fast-paced departure lounge of Web 2 or the strict, immutable customs desk of Solana? Your answer to that question dictates literally everything else you build. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. To learn more about this subject, dive into our deeper courses, and really master Web3 architecture, make sure to visit forge.college. I'll see you in the next one.